Hello there, my name is Yogurt, and welcome to my Season 3 gearing guide for Retail World of Warcraft. This is a great guide for players of all levels, and I'm going to walk you through the next 3 weeks of Season 3, outlining the steps you should take to acquire and upgrade gear. Let's begin by talking about what happens when we move into a new season in Retail World of Warcraft. So on Tuesday, August 5th, patch 11.2, Ghosts of Koresh will launch in Retail WoW. This will open up a new zone, Koresh, with a new campaign story quest chain, new NPCs, a new delve, a brand new dungeon, Season 3 dungeons available on Heroic and Mythic 0 difficulties. And then the following week, August 11th, will be the official start of Season 3 and will include the opening of the raid on normal, heroic, and mythic difficulties, as well as the first swing of the LFR difficulty. It also includes the start of the PvP season and Mythic Plus season, which means players can immediately start completing Mythic Plus dungeons for champion and heroic track, end of dungeon loot, and mythic loot from their Great Vault. When a new season starts, so on Tuesday, August 5th, all crests weathered up to gilded will be converted into silver. Undercoin, the delve currency, will be wiped clean alongside any accumulated restored coffer keys. These coffer keys can be reacquired through weekly activities, but are capped at 4 per week. Any currency that is not in the Season 2 section on your character's currency tab will remain for your use, including resonance crystals for things like transmog, Kedge for knowledge books. You may also notice at the start of Season 3 that the upgrade tracks on Champion, Heroic, and Mythic gear have decreased slightly. In Season 2 of The War Within, Blizzard introduced the Turbo Boost, which was a midway patch that unlocked the weekly crest cap and increased gear tracks by 2 from 6 to 8. It also introduced the cartel chips to help players acquire the last pieces of gear they needed and to gain some additional power. At the start of Season 3, crest acquisition will be capped at a set number per week across each level, weathered, carved, heroic, and gilded. So let's dive in. The first week, August 5th, this coming Tuesday, when you log in for the first time after the weekly reset and the maintenance downtime, you'll be presented with a quest called A Shadowy Invitation. This quest sends you to see Locust Walker at Foundation Hall in Dornegal and will start you on the Season 3 story campaign. This campaign will award you with 642 item level gear on the Explorer track, and it's going to unlock your new artifact cloak, Reshi Wraps, which will be upgraded over time in Season 3 and provide unique and powerful bonuses based on your role. For a little extra reputation during this week, the Dark Moon Fair will be active and can provide a buff that increases reputation gain by 10% for 1 hour, which you can keep active while doing world quests in Koresh and the campaign. You'll also find the quest Ethereal Delves, which you can see here on my screen. That's going to introduce you to Brand Bronzebeard for a delve refresher on Season 3. After you get to the final available step in the campaign quest, there's plenty of options and activities for you to complete in Season 3. Even in week 1, you can start by killing the world boss for a chance at item level 688 loot. You can do your weekly quests to obtain 4 restored coffer keys. We don't want to use these yet. You can level your delves back up to level 8 as they have been reset to level 3. Then you can do 8 rank 8 delves to fill out your vault with hero track items. As a bonus, you can continue to farm delves for undercoins, which will allow you to purchase a Shrieking Quartz from the delve vendor next week, which will grant you a Delver's Bounty map. And at the end of a +8 delve, you can open a coffer to get a hero track item. You can also complete each of the available Mythic dungeons, Mythic 0 dungeons, Arikara, Priory, Ecodome Eldani, Halls of Atonement, Dawnbreaker, Operation Floodgate. These are going to drop 681 item level gear, which is perfect for a new player looking to get into the game. Heroic dungeons will drop item level at 668. So if you're not quite feeling up to doing those Mythic Zero dungeons, you can spam some heroic dungeons to get some gear for your missing slots. During the first week, you're going to be able to complete 6 of these dungeons. The other 2 dungeons that will be available are going to open up the following week in August 11th. And so you'll complete 6 dungeons at Mythic Zero difficulty. And if you can, you want to run 2 more of these Mythic Zero dungeons again to fill out the dungeon slots in your Great Vault. These dungeon slots are going to grant a selection of heroic track gear. And then you're also going to want to cap out your Valor Stones. You'll likely do this naturally with all the activities we just listed, but you'll need these in the following weeks to upgrade your gear and to craft your sparks. So what can you upgrade in week 1? During the first week, you can freely use any weathered or carved crests you acquire. But if you do gain any rune crests, say through high level delves, you should save those until the following week. That's going to bring us into the second week, August 11th. So when you first log in on August 11th, you'll have access to your first Great Vault. I would recommend prioritizing a tier piece since they'll be tougher to acquire during the first weeks and can offer powerful bonuses once you complete the set. If no tiers available, look for a solid hero level trinket. Your next step this week is going to be to go back into Koresh, complete the quest to upgrade the item level on your artifact cloak, kill the world boss again for a chance at 688 item level loot. If you saved up enough undercoin, you'll head here to Sir Finley Murgleton to purchase your Shrieking Quartz. Place down the Shrieking Quartz, luring the Nemesis to its location, only usable after activating the Restoration Stone inside of a delve. You will fight the new Season 3 delve boss for a little bit inside your delve, and then you will loot a Delver's Bounty from their pile of coins at the end. You can then use that Delver's Bounty, complete a +8 delve, and you'll receive a piece of hero track gear. You can also now spend the restored coffer keys that you acquired, and you'll want to farm out 4 more from weekly activities and use those at the end of +8 delves. This is really only important if you're a solo player, as delves will be the best way for you to get gear in your weekly vault, or your class or spec prioritizes a delve trinket and you want a chance to get that on hero track from your Great Vault. During this week, mythic raids aren't going to be very achievable for the large base, the large portion of the player base. These are going to be completed potentially by world first guilds or guilds looking to get their names up on the leaderboard. Most guilds will be doing normal and stepping into heroic or full clearing normal and heroic for tier pieces. Since that is the case, for most players, you're going to still want to complete Mythic Plus dungeons to fill out your vault, but also delves will grant you hero track gear that can be useful. So definitely emphasize this if you're a solo player. There will also be a weekly dungeon quest that will award Koresh Trust Renown in Dornegal. You'll find it right here from Birgoth. And you can see this is a once per week quest across your account. And when you complete, for example, this week it's Eco Dome Aldani. When you complete, you can select one of these reputations and it'll grant you 1500, which is 1 renown level. So if you want to level up the renown or the new reputation, I would suggest doing this every week. And then you can start completing Mythic Plus dungeons. You can start right away grinding up your keystone, and there's going to be tons of groups forming this week. I would say leverage your own key to complete dungeons higher than you might expect. You should have some familiarity with these dungeons after doing the Mythic Zeros the week prior. However, the Tazavesh dungeons will be new to you. Top tier players will be looking to farm hero track gear from end of dungeon rewards at +7 and up difficulties. They'll also be doing dungeons at the +10 difficulty to ensure a full Great Vault of Myth Track gear the following week. So they want to do 8 +10s or above. However, since this is a seasonal reset and the item levels and difficulties have changed, +10s might not be attainable for every single person, especially if you're a newer solo player. My recommendation would be to try aiming for at least +6s to get hero track gear at the end of the dungeon, learn the mechanics, build your Mythic Plus rating, and it'll be a lot easier to get into groups when you build that base layer of Mythic Plus ratings. So don't be scared to fill out all of your dungeons with +2s and +3s on your way to 6s and 10s. Once you've completed enough Mythic Plus dungeons and acquired 60 gilded crests, which will be rewarded from +7s and above, you can use your first spark to craft an item at 720 item level. I would recommend checking your class Discord to find out what the first craft should be. It's unlikely that you're going to want to craft boots because there's going to be boots available from the raid. If you're not in a rush, you might even want to hold on to your spark until next week to see what myth track items are available from your vault if you completed +10s. For example, if you got a weapon from your vault, that's going to be a really big upgrade, and you can use your crest elsewhere because that mythic track weapon will really last you a long time. However, if you don't get a mythic track weapon from your vault, you can go ahead and craft a high level piece at 720. What can you upgrade in week 2? So you can start spending Rune Crest this week to upgrade 6 hero track pieces from item level 701 to 704. Most players will likely save their remaining 30 gilded crests for their first mythic level piece out of the vault next week. But if you are a mythic raider, you can upgrade that piece from 710 to 717 item level. In week 3, we start again by opening a packed great vault, and we're looking for a myth track item from our +10 dungeons or mythic raid. If we didn't complete a +10 dungeon or 8 +10 dungeons or mythic raid week 1, simply take the best hero track item and start grinding. We're prioritizing tier pieces again with a second LFR wing open and another raid lockout. In this specific situation, I would recommend pugging to see if you can get lucky with tier. I also need to jump back into week 2 because I did miss one critical point. Raids have also unlocked, and you can complete the first wing of LFR to roll the dice for another tier piece. Additionally, you can join a pug or your guild run for normal, heroic, or mythic difficulties. So this will begin on August 11th and will help fill out our Great Vault with even more loot. Though most guilds will start with normal or heroic to acquire tier pieces and item level upgrades, so it's unlikely that the vast majority of folks will have mythic pieces in their vault from raid. So week 3, we open that vault, we take a look at our raid loot, our dungeon loot, and our delve loot. If we did that, we select the best piece. Again, we're trying to prioritize tier because that can be hard to acquire. But you can also run a sim for your character to see what the best pick is at the time. You'll also want to, in week 3, complete the quest to increase the item level of your cloak. You're going to want to kill the world boss for 688 item level piece. If you're still hunting a delve trinket, you can run your 8 delves to fill out the vault. Otherwise, you can jump right back into dungeons because the cap on crest will increase again. So again, you can come back to Beergoth, pick up this weekly dungeon quest because you'll likely complete that and you can get the reputation. And you can start grinding out your +6s, +7s, +10s to get vault slots and crests to upgrade your gear. This week will also unlock the final campaign chapter to kill the last boss in the raid, which will grant an enchanted rune crest. This is timed well with your second full spark, so you can craft another piece at that heroic raid level. Unless you're looking to craft a two-handed weapon, you can craft a low-budget piece like bracers with an embellishment. Because of all the nuance this season with the disc belts, the cloak will be an artifact cloak. You'll have your 4 tier slots. You'll have boots from the raid. There's only so many slots that you'll actually need to craft. The trinkets aren't very good, so we don't craft the trinkets. So there are only so many slots, which is why something like heroic bracers with an embellishment have such high value. And then, of course, you can go in and clear the raid again. So this will be after the weekly reset on Tuesday, August 19th, and you can complete it on the highest difficulty as you can as a pug or with your guild. Just a reminder, if you are raiding, the difficulty that you raid on will lock you out for the week. So you can only get loot off of the bosses one time per week. So if you're part of a guild and you have a scheduled raid on Wednesday night, don't go into normal difficulty and clear that with a pickup group. Make sure you're doing that with your guild so that they can distribute gear as evenly as possible, or you can get a better chance to roll on it if your guild rolls on gear. And then what can I upgrade? So week 3, you can spend the rest of your rune crests to upgrade the remaining slots to 704. And you can upgrade 2 mythic slots if you have acquired them from 7 to 723 and 720 with 90 gilded crests. The gilded crest cap is 90 per week. And at this point, you've probably gotten the hang of it. Welcome to the weekly grind in Retail World of Warcraft. We log in on Tuesday, we get a big box of adrenaline from our Great Vault, and we start grinding out upgrades. Moving forward into the following weeks in the patch, we've used all of our potential Rune Crest upgrades, so you can grind out dungeons, delves, and raids to acquire more gear, push your rating difficulty up to the next level, build your Mythic Plus score to reach your goals. After this point, you'll really only be upgrading gear using Gilded Crests, so selecting the best piece from your vault and repeating. Good luck in Season 3 of The War Within, and come back to my channel, like and subscribe if you like this video. We're going to be doing a new Zero to Hero challenge in Season 3. In Season 2, at the tail end, I spun a Wheel of Choice, and it landed on Rogue, and we worked to start a brand new character on a brand new account with nothing, absolutely nothing, level through the Dragonflight campaign, the War Within campaign, and our goal was to hit 3K Mythic Plus rating and ahead of the curve achievement. Um, we're going to do that again in Season 3, except we're just going to start from, because we did the full leveling experience in the last video series, we're just going to start with a boosted level 70 character, which is what new players would experience. So we'll go through the War Within campaign again as quick as we can, and we'll see how things have changed with the launch of this ethereal theme patch. So next week, first week of August, we'll spin the wheel and we'll choose a class, not rogue, level that character, complete the campaigns, and I'll show you how anybody can reach 3,000 Mythic Plus rating for the seasonal mount, and they can get the ahead of the curve rating achievement. This time it'll be a little bit different because we're starting at the beginning of the season instead of the end of the season. So be sure to check it out. And thanks for watching this video. Good luck in Season 3.